start from the beginning. So today we're going to focus on getting listings because many of you showed shared concern that you want to know how to get the listings. So I'm going to share with you how I got my 20 listings. Okay. So right now I think we have everybody now. Okay. So the content is called 10 listings in 10 weeks challenge, and today's session is mainly focused on it's called lead generation. How I got 20 listings. Okay. So Sunny, is everybody in the meeting room now? Everybody's here?
I believe so. I can double check. You can continue.
Participants. Okay. So everybody see the screen, right? Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay. All right. So the format is gonna be we actually have a lot of content, so I'm gonna try to keep it in under 1 hour, and after that we can have a Q&A session. So the rewards, okay. Try to keep your camera on, so that way we have two-way communication. It's not very good if it's just me talking. So you want to get as much out of it as possible. So we're gonna have some rewards. So there's gonna be 3 rewards. Okay, the person that's doing the most participation, and the person that's getting the most appointments, and also the person that's signing the most contract during the 10 weeks period. So the winner get a free private consultation with me worth $200. Okay. So first, so today although we're gonna focus on getting listings, but I'm still gonna go over a little bit of the underlying psychology. But we're gonna obviously cover that in another session more in detail. But today we're just gonna kind of still go over briefly. So a lot of times, when you're trying to get to the next goal, right? When you're trying to get to the next goal, that means you do not already have the skill that you need. Because as you're trying to get to the next goal, let's say if you have no listing now, right? And you want to get, for example, first listing, or if you're brand new, you want to get your first listing. Or if you already have 1 or 2 listings, you want to get 10 listings, 20 listings. So because you haven't been there yet, so your skill is not ready yet. So right now, when you're trying, you need to choose to believe that you can get to that goal right now. But you don't have the skill yet. But as you're working on it, you will eventually get the skills. Okay. So I'm gonna cover the base, the formula for this for the whole millionaire listing agent system. It's very funny. There is actually a coincidence with what Warren Buffett said later on. I'm gonna share with you. So if you want to, get what you want and be able to achieve, whatever your heart's desire, there's 3 components. Okay, the first component is that you have to be able to control your mind and your body. Okay, and the second component is that you have to have empathy for the clients. Okay, and the third one is ability and skill, obviously. So I came up with these 3 important. So basically, if you have these 3 aspects covered, you will be able to get whatever you want. And then couple weeks later, I found out something about Warren Buffett. He said he talked about something. He said in looking for people to hire, you look for 3 qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy. So if you have these 3 qualities, you're gonna get whatever you want. Okay, and it's very interesting that whatever he talked about, it actually coincides with what I was talking about. So basically, the energy part is basically the mind and body control, because the energy is the substance. The mind and body control is what you need to do to be able to make sure you can always maximize your energy. Okay, that's because Warren Buffett, he was saying he's only gonna hire people that has energy, really good energy, right? Because if you're sick, if you're not optimistic, if you don't have energy, you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're not even gonna believe it. Can somebody mute the microphone? Somebody's washing dishes. Mute the microphone. Yeah. Okay. And also, he talked about integrity. Okay, everybody mute your microphone. Okay. And he also talked about integrity. That's basically you gotta say what you do what you say. You're gonna always think for the client. If you do this, you're gonna be able to get the client's trust, and you're gonna be able to have the business you want. And also, obviously, he talked about intelligence, which is abilities and skills. So I'm just gonna go briefly on this because we're gonna cover this in more detail in another session, because today we're gonna focus on how to get listings. So first, like I said earlier, right? You gotta think first you gotta choose to believe that you can do it, right? If you don't have a listing, if you want to get 10 listings, 20 listings, 50 listings, there's people, they take, hundreds of listings. But obviously it's gonna take one step at a time. Like I said earlier, right? You gotta learn to do it. So first you gotta choose to believe you can do it, then you gotta learn to do it, and then everything's gonna come to fruition. Okay, so this framework is very important. This is gonna be the framework for all business. Doesn't matter if you sell real estate, but it doesn't matter if you sell a Mercedes-Benz. This is the framework that if you truly understand it, you will make a lot of money, okay? So the first one is market, the second one is offer, the third one is presentation. If you got all these three down, you're gonna make a lot of money. If you only have one component or two component of it, then let's say if you only got one component down, let's say if you're really good at sales, but if you're not good with offer and if you're not good with market, then you're only gonna make a limited amount of money. Let's say another person is good with presentation. Presentation is pretty much sales skills, and also is really good at making offers. Then you're gonna make more money compared to the person that only understands the sales. But if you have another person that understands marketing, understand the market, where to get the customer, understand how to make the offer, and also understand how to sell, then that person is gonna make a lot of money, because pretty much he's going to not have any competition. So this is the basic framework. Although today we're talking about listing, how to get listing, but you need to understand this basic framework of business. If you understand it, you will make a lot of money, okay? So first, let's talk about the market. Do you have an easy way to reach the sellers, to the customers? That's all it is. Let's say if you are somebody else, they gave this analogy, which is very is a good analogy. See, if you're selling hot dog, right, outside of a football stadium, when everybody's just getting out of the football stadium, then you're gonna be rich. I mean, you're not gonna be super rich, but you're gonna sell a lot of hot dogs, because all those people coming out, they're gonna be hungry, right? And you're right there. So this is an example that you can reach the customer easily, very efficiently, right? So that's why, because when I was getting feedback from everybody is concerned. How can I get leads? How can I get a listing? If you can figure out a way to get the seller easily, then you're going to make a lot of money. That's what I mean, right? So do you have an easy way to reach sellers? If you can figure this out, you're gonna make a lot of money. That's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna share with you and show you some of the ways I am using to reach sellers easily and efficiently and cheaply, okay? So what are you doing daily to get listings? A lot of people are asking, they're very frustrated, they're worried, they don't make enough money, they don't make enough commission. They have a lot of anxiety. If you just do something on a daily basis, if you do something every day toward getting the listings, all your anxiety would be gone. Because let me share with you, you understand what I'm talking about. If you treat getting listing the same as brushing teeth every day, then you're gonna be rich. You're gonna have a lot of listings, you're gonna have a lot of homes to sell, because you're doing it every day. You're doing something every day to get the listings. I can guarantee you, if you're not doing a lot of business, if you don't have any listings, it basically means you didn't do something every day to get the listings, right? It's like your teeth. If you brush your teeth every day, you're gonna have good teeth, right? If you do not brush your teeth every day, you're not gonna have great good teeth. The same thing. If you want to make a lot of money, you got to do something to get that money every day. If you don't go look for the sellers or the business every day, you're not gonna get the business. Then you're not gonna be wealthy, right? So are you marketing daily? Are you posting daily? Are you going out to let the world know what you do, what you have to offer? Are you doing it every day? Okay. Are you offering daily? Are you talking to people? Are you talking to sellers? Are you talking to customers? Are you talking to clients to let them know what you have to offer? Are you present? Are you presenting daily? Are you going to listing presentation daily? If you're doing these 3 things every single day, there's no way you're not gonna make money. There's no way you're not gonna make a lot of money. Okay, no way. The reason you're not, some of you, I mean, because today we have a lot of agents. I think about 70% of the agents, 60 to 70% of the agents are pretty new. We have about maybe 10 to 20% that are very experienced, 10% that's very experienced, and that are probably 10% are somewhat experienced. So if you're doing these 3 things every day, you're gonna make a lot of money. Okay. So I'm gonna share with you where are my current listings coming from. So right now, I have about 20 listings. Some of them are lands, but I have about 20. So I'll share with you how I got the listings. Where are the source? How I got them. Okay. So I got 9 of the listings from expired cold calling, 5 of the listings from referrals, 4 of the listings from social media. In this case, it's WeChat. So some people, maybe you're gonna use Facebook, or you're gonna use TikTok, or you're gonna use a little red book. So there's many. Okay. And the 1 client from past client, 1 listing from past client. Okay. Okay. So the first one, as you can see, so first I share with you where I'm getting all my listings, right? Then I'm gonna go down by each method that I'm getting my listing. I'm gonna share with you how I got the listings with that method. Okay. So anyone have any feedback? Have any question? You're welcome to to raise your hand to share. Okay. You're welcome to share. Okay. Anyone have any question? You're welcome to share. To raise your hand and talk. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, 9 of my listings of our listings is from cold call, expired calling. Okay. So I call it the cold call success formula. What is the cold call success formula? In order for you to be successful in cold calling, number 1, you must have speed. Number 2, you must have the confidence. Number 3, you must promise. If you make sure every time when you cold call, you do all these 3 things, then you're gonna be successful. Okay. Number 1, how to be. Go ahead. You have any question?
Yeah, I've come from a Mike Ferry background, and I saw that you offer a promise in some of your marketing.
Yeah.
I'll sell your home guaranteed, or I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And I saw that you partnered with Chris Shepard. I used to do open houses for him in the past. Is that what you rely upon as your hook for on your expired call?
Okay, we're gonna go over in the later half. That's a good question. Okay, that's what we're gonna go over now. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So how to be fast? Remember, there's 3 components, right? How to have the speed, how to get the speed, right?
Yeah.
Let me share with you why do you need the speed? Because we're not calling the phones 1 by 1. We're using the auto dialer. Okay, in this case, we're using the 3-line power dialer. We can dial 500 to 700 numbers in 2 to 3 hours. Okay, because there's many bad leads. There's people that doesn't want to talk to you. There's basically you're trying to get to the person that wants to talk to you. Okay, that's why speed is very important. Okay, so we're gonna go over how to have the speed. Okay, in order to get the speed, when you get on the phone, it's crucial that you have to believe you can get the appointment today. So basically, your mindset will be when you get on the phone is do not get off the phone until an appointment is booked. So I used to book appointment by myself. Right now, I have a teammate that's book appointment for us. But when I was booking an appointment by myself, I always have this mindset. I would, even before I get on the phone, my mindset is I will not get off the phone unless I get an appointment. And 9 out of 10 times, I get an appointment, believe it or not. Sometimes I even get 2 appointments, 3 appointments. First, you have to believe it. Okay, you have to tell yourself, I'm not gonna get off the phone until I book an appointment. If you think like that, you are going to get the appointment, trust me. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the goal is not to talk to everybody because you have no time to talk to everybody. Your goal, the reason we want speed is because we want to get to the seller that's willing to talk to you as soon as possible. That's the reason you want to get through as many phone numbers as possible. That's the reason. That's why speed is so important. Because if you have no speed, let's say if you're gonna dial a phone with your cell phone, how many days do you think it's gonna for you to dial 700 numbers? Right. Somebody take a guess. Maybe a year, right? If you're gonna dial if you're gonna try to dial a phone with your cell phone, it's probably gonna take you a year to dial 700 numbers. Okay, so we need to leverage the technology. Because let's say if you use a cell phone to dial somebody, let me see if I'm on track on time because we have a lot of slides. We only have an hour. Oh, it's already almost 30 minutes past. Okay, if you're gonna use the phone to dial, that means let's say if you dial 700 numbers, you get one listing appointment. Then that means 1 year you're only gonna get one listing appointment. Obviously, that's not gonna work, right? That's why we use the power dialer. So we can get through 500, 700 calls in 2 to 3 hours, okay? So your goal is to get to the seller as soon as possible, okay? The speed is the key. Keep dialing, do not stop. You want to keep the momentum. Only when the person is a seller that's wanting to talk to you, that's the person you want to talk to. Anybody else, you need to hang up the phone. Do not chat with anybody. Do not, talk about something that's not relevant. If they don't want to sell the home, if it has nothing to do with selling home, hang up right away. Okay. Your only goal is to talk to the homeowner that has a home to sell and that wants to talk to you. Okay. So we just talked about the speed. Now we're going to talk about psychology of cold call. Okay. You want to be your client's hero. Okay. Just like when I'm doing this presentation, when I'm doing this session today with you guys, my intention with this session is that after we finish the session, you will know exactly what I did to get the listings that I have. That's my intention. Because that's my intention, you will feel it too. And you sense the genuine, you see that I'm genuine. It's very important to be genuine. The reason I'm saying that is because if you're on the phone, if you're calling the seller, if you're not genuine, if you're just trying to make a buck, if you're just trying to stick somebody, they're not going to trust you. You're not going to get an appointment. Okay. So when I say be a client's hero, is that you got to have empathy, right? We talked about earlier about empathy, right? You got to, because everybody is buying or selling a home, not because they need to buy or sell a home. Everybody is buying or selling a home because they have a life event going on, right? A new baby is born. Somebody passed away. Somebody has a knee problem, cannot go upstairs. It's because a life event. That's why they're selling and buying a home. So you need to be the hero that's going to help them to solve the problem. If that's your intention, whoever is on the phone, although you just talk to them, for a couple of minutes, they're going to feel it. They're going to be able to trust you quickly. I mean, not completely, but quickly. It's a good start. That's why you want, this is the psychology part, okay? It's very important you want to be confident. Usually when I'm doing a cold call, I do it stand up, just like right now. Right now, I'm doing this I'm doing this training with you guys standing up. I actually have a treadmill under my table. So my table can raise, lower and raise. Sometimes I walk on the treadmill and then call on the phone. So when you stand up, you're gonna have better energy. You're gonna be confident. Here's the thing. Let's say you spend 2 hours, you call 500 numbers, and then suddenly the seller picked up. If you're timid, if you're gonna fumble with a word, click, they're gonna hang up on you. You have no time to be timid, okay? You have no time to be shy. Because when you're talking on the phone, everything the person on the other side of the phone can judge you by is the way you talk, right? That's why you need to talk loudly. You need to talk to get to a point. Cannot be, fumble around with word and that's just not gonna work. Okay. Next. So which will go over the question asking error, right? You asked the question about the guarantee or whatever. Okay. Here's the thing. It's very easy. Okay. In order to book the appointment, here's the thing. I'm assuming everybody's here is honest, has integrity, right? But there's a lot of agents out there that are not honest, that has no integrity. So you need to do whatever you need to do to make sure to get the business. That way, the client is in good hand. I'm not even going to talk about if you're the most experienced, if you whatever. I'm not even talking about that. You don't even need to worry about that. Okay. All I'm saying is, if you believe you're a trustworthy person, that's all you need to protect the client. Like, remember I talked earlier about, be a client's hero. That's the reason you want to give the client exactly what they want, so that they would agree to meet with you, so that you can be the protector for the client, so that they're not gonna meet with some slime ball, that's gonna cheat and whatever, cheat on the client, right? So that's all you need to think about. That's why we're gonna give the client whatever they want to get the business. Because I know, for me, I don't know, I'm assuming everybody here in this group is trustworthy, right? Has integrity, right? At least for me, I know I'm not gonna lie to the client. I have integrity, I'm gonna protect the client. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna do whatever I can to get the client, get the business. Okay, now we're gonna go over the script, which Edward, you talked about. Okay, so basically, there's no script. Basically, you just call, whoever pick up the phone. Hey, do you have a home for sale in da 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 da? And they say yes. Then you say, hey, I can get you at least 5% more money. I'll share with you how you can get more money later on in another session. Okay, it's not just a gimmick. The way we do it, we really truly can get them more money. Okay, that's a subject of another topic, another session. Okay, so this is one of the promises we give to the client. I can get you at least 5% more money for your home. Okay, so basically, remember I said earlier, you want to give them exactly what they want. Okay, what does the seller want? We'll talk about that later on. Okay, another offer. I have the buyers. What the client want? What the seller want? Seller want buyers, right? Another offer. What does the seller want? Seller want so another option is we can buy the house. We can give them an offer. So we'll talk about that later on too. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pause a little bit. We just talked about cold call. Anybody have any question about cold call? Okay. If no, we're gonna move on. Again, I'm just going through all the ways that I'm getting my listing, and I'm sharing with you how I'm going about with each method to get the listing. So first, we already talked about cold call. Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about the referral. Okay, because I think I got nine listings. We got 9 listings from the cold call, and we got, I think, 4 listings from referral. So why we talk about 3 R's formula? Okay, because I'm sharing with you here how you can make sure the client will refer to you. Okay, the formula is, in order for somebody to refer the client to you, first you must do a good job, right? You must help this client to make sure they're happy with you, right? Because if they're not happy with you, they're not going to refer anybody to you. How do you make sure they're happy? The formula is very simple. First, you got to understand the client expectation. Then you got to exceed the expectation. That's all you need. Okay, let me give you an example. So if the client, they want to sell the home, they don't care about the price. They're let's say if they're in foreclosure, what's important for them is to sell it quickly. I want to get my home sold in 2 weeks. Then you understand this is the expectation, and you got it sold in 15 days. This is an example that you exceeded their expectation. But in order to exceed the expectation, you need first to know what their expectation is, right? So a lot of times, realtors, we do not ask. We just assume, oh, they just want the highest dollar, the most money. It's not always the case. Every client, they have different need. That's why first you need to know. That's why first you need to know what their expectation is. Okay. So if you understand the expectation, and if you are able to exceed the expectation, that's the only time you will get reviews, good reviews, repeat business, and referrals. Okay. That's the 3 R's formula. Okay. So what you want is, how do you get the 3 R's? So instead of thinking about getting the commission and the money, you should think about substitute 3 R's as the goal instead of the money. Okay. So if you can think about, how do I understand what the client want? How can I think about how to exceed the client expectation? How can I make sure they give us the reviews, referrals, and repeat business? Then you're gonna make, although you're not thinking about money, but you're actually gonna make more money. Okay. And also, because we're a company, we're an operation. Okay. I'm not doing everything by myself. Okay. So I have teammates working together. So you want to make sure that, the bonus is aligned with the reviews. Okay. Okay. Also, so right now I'm talking about how to get referrals, how to get more referrals, how to get more repeat business. Another program you can have is a gift program. For example, let's say if somebody refer me a client, I'm going to send them a card, thank you card, or a gift card right away, because you want to reward the behavior, the positive behavior, right? An easy way to do it, we use a website called thanks.io. So basically, it's a website where they can send the postcard to the client without you writing something and send it. You just fill out the form online, they're gonna mail the card. Okay. Also, newsletters, programs with the worthy cause. Also, fan program event. Let's say if you have a bigger business, you have a client, you can have like annual event. So here's the thing: for all these programs, you need to assign the money and the manpower to implement it. And because as your programs adding up, you're not going to be able to do everything by yourself. So this is a more like later stage process. So I'm just going to go over it briefly, and we're going to cover it more in detail later on. Okay. So we talked about how I got the listings through cold call. We talked about how I got the listings through referrals. Now we'll talk about how I got the listings through social media marketing. Okay. So we're going to first cover what the seller wants. Then we're going to cover how to post on social media. Then we're going to cover what to post on social media. Okay. First, what does the seller want? Because how do you attract the sellers? In order to attract the sellers, you need to know what they want. You need to know what they want to see, right? Okay. What's the outcome you want from the seller? Is that first, from looking at your marketing, first, they need to believe you and like you. 2, they need to truly trust that you can get them what they want. And 3rd, they need to know that you can get it done quickly for them. And the next step is they need to know that you can get it done easily for them. And the last step is that they need to understand that you can get it done for them so that they don't need to sacrifice anything. If you can convey the message that achieve all these aspects, the client is yours. So this was just the underlying psychology of what you need to. So basically, if you post something, if from your post they see all this, they see that you can help them to achieve all this, then the client is yours. Then you are able to attract the seller. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. So now we're gonna go over how to post. Like I said earlier, you need to post every day, everywhere. Just like when you're brushing your teeth, just like when you're exercising, you need to do it every day. How do you have good health? Exercise every day, right? How do you have good teeth? You brush your teeth every day. How do you have good business? You do something, you post something to get the client every day. It's very simple, right? But most people, the reason the business is not there is because you're not doing it every day. So when I say everywhere, what I mean is, all the social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Okay, so right now we're covering about how to post, right? So sometimes maybe you don't want to post everything just about real estate. Sometimes people get bored, right? So a good rule is maybe post 80% about real estate, another 20% is about you, right? Because you don't want people to see you just as some like a realtor. You want them also see you as a real person, right? Your family picture, your pets, picture of your pets. Like sometimes I share a picture of my travel. Sometimes I share a picture of my cats. So you want to share about to people about you, so that there's a personal connection. You do not want to just post all about real estate. If all you're posting about is real estate, and your picture on the Facebook is going to be somebody in a necktie, in a suit and tie, there's no personal connection, right? Okay, very important. Whatever you post online, you'll see later on in my post. Only have one CTA. Anybody know what CTA means? Anybody? Okay, CTA means click to action. So you see a lot of people, sometimes when I drive on the freeway, I see a big billboard. The guy put on a billboard, he put his website, he put his phone number, he put his email. That's very stupid. People are just driving on the highway. They don't have time to write down the email. They don't have time to write down the website. They don't have time to write down the phone number. When you have all this way of contact, you're confusing the customer. Doesn't matter what you post from now on. You post on Facebook, LinkedIn, you're mailing postcard, whatever. Only leave one CTA, one call to action. If you see all my ads, only have the phone number on there. Okay, do not confuse the client. Why? Because a confused mind will not take action, right? Only have one CTA. Okay, now we're gonna talk about what to post. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good on time. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Try to participate, okay? Try to participate,
right.
and so that we can...
So
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question was, in terms of like the 80-20 question,
Okay.
I have I guess a private social media page, and that anyone can see, but also I have my real estate page that's all real estate. Are you suggesting that I only have one, or should I just start formulating the real estate page now just more?
Okay, so here's what I do. Okay, so I have a personal Facebook. I also have a Facebook page. But I think it's very hard for you to maintain two. Okay, you can do it if you want, but the easiest way to do it is just post whatever on your one account. Because you're by profession, you're a broker, you're a real estate agent, right? It's very natural for you to post anything real estate related. So it's a more wholesome picture of you, right? So that's your choice. But for simplicity's sake, for efficiency, you can just, the 80-20%, you can just post all, on there. Like, so I post, because here's the thing. You might not just posting on, one platform. You might be posting on multiple platforms. If you're gonna post on multiple platforms, and if you're gonna have 2 accounts on each platform, that's gonna quickly become very unmanageable. So that's a problem. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go over what to post. To think about what to post, you want to know what the seller wants, right? Remember what we talked about earlier? Give you exactly what the seller wants, right? Seller want buyers. Seller want offers. Okay, what are some of the offers? Guaranteed offer, we have the buyers, buy this home and trade. What are some of the content you can post? Just sold, just listed, coming soon, open house, clients reviews, buy this home and trade. Also, we can post something like knowledge about real estate knowledge. So here's an example, guaranteed cash offer. So here's just sold. Here's just listed for sale. Here's open house. Here's a review. So every time we get a review, we always make sure to put online. The review is very important. Look at what he says. He said, "I'm happy with the result of Ray Chen team. He did in 3 months what others could not do in a year. He's easy to work with and very knowledgeable. I would highly recommend to anyone. You see how powerful that is? The reason review is very important is because when you're posting on social media, people do not know you. When they do not know you, there is a lot of question mark in their mind. How do you eliminate the question mark? The easiest way to eliminate question mark is by third-party endorsement. It's basically social proof, right? When you have other people talking about how good you are, that's an immediate social proof. That's 1,000 times better than what you say how good you are, right? But that's why you always want to get the reviews and post the reviews. So there's other ways. So we just went over how to do cold call, how I did the cold call to get listings, how I did social media to get listings, and how I did the 3 R's to make sure that we service the client well to get the listings, to get the referrals. So there's many other ways, leverage listings to get more listings, postcard mailing, bench ads, buyers calls, radio ads, truck and car wrapping, yellow page, community newspaper, etc. There's a whole bunch. Okay, so homework. Let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, we're pretty good. Actually, we're pretty good. Okay, so here's the thing. It's very important. Keep doing what you are already doing. Do not stop doing that. Okay, let's say if you have something that you're doing that's already working, do not stop doing that. Okay, I don't want you to throw that away and just try to go get the listing, try to do all you can to get the listing and stop helping buyers, whatever. I'm not telling you to do that. Okay, so whatever you're doing right now that's working, keep doing it. Do not stop. But what you can do is, this is for homework. Okay, work on implement at least one new way to get listings. So today, what we talk about. So I think the information I shared with you today is enough for you to start implementing. You could start doing the cold call. You could start doing the social network posting. You could start, doing the 3 R's. So pick one and implement it, and whatever you're doing that's already working, do not stop doing that. Okay. Okay, so now I actually because I was worried about we're gonna run out of time, so I actually did it quickly. So now it's a Q&A session and the feedback. Go ahead.
Hi Ray, I'd like to find out more about your guaranteed home sale program.
Okay.
And
okay, so here's how the guarantee works. Okay.
Okay.
The guarantee, when I go meet with the seller, most of the sellers, they want a higher price, right?
Right.
If they want the higher price, we don't need to buy the home, because the reason being is we can get them higher price when we help them to promote on the market, right? Let's say if the seller is in a foreclosure, let's say if the bank's gonna take their home in 20 days, 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Let's say if their home is worth $1 million and they owe $500,000, and if they don't sell the home quickly, the bank is gonna take the home and they're gonna lose their equity. We would only buy.
But what about your?
Huh?
So okay, I understand that, because you get 70% market value is like usually the rule of thumb, right?
Yeah.
But when you're presenting, because I've cold call, I work for Mike. I used to be a Mike Fair agent for a long time. And so when I'm calling and you're saying offer them a guarantee on the phone, and you say, I'll sell your home or I'll buy it, are you just
okay?
Well,
There's always a disclaimer, right? There's always a disclaimer, right? Seller and buyer have to agree on time and the terms, on price and terms. Seller and buyer has to agree on price and terms.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not gonna. Here's the thing: if the home is a market price, they don't need me to buy it. It's gonna get sold, right?
No.
If the home is overpriced, it's not gonna sell. But I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna buy overpriced.
No.
So, but if the seller is in a hurry, they don't sell, they're gonna lose their equity, then I can buy at a discount.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a gimmick. It's we have to agree on the price on the term. I'm not stupid. I'm gonna overpay for your home.
But what if I can't buy that particular home? You have a partner that go ahead and
Yeah,
buy the home?
sure. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you cannot buy it, we can partner with you to buy it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But a lot of times people are worried about this guarantee. You know, very rarely you have to buy it because most of the time, as long as the home is market price, it's gonna get sold on the market.
I'm just used to sticking to the script and closing for the appointment,
Yeah.
not
If the
offering a
home-
guarantee.
If the home is overpriced, nobody can help the seller, not even God. If the home is $1 million, if the owner wants to sell for $2 million, nobody can help them. It's not our fault. It's like I'm selling some land for the seller. The land is the neighbor is selling for $50,000. They want $500,000, and they're like complaining with me with the person that referred it. They were like, "Oh, how come you're not doing anything with the land?" And they said, "Oh," I told the person that referred me. I said, "Here," I showed her the pictures, all the comparables. So here's what the land next door sold for 50,000, but they want to sell the same land next door for 500,000. I already told them that they're not realistic with the price. You know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? Any question? So here's the thing. Okay, let me just continue on the topic. A lot of times, I think realtor have a problem deciding on who to help, who not to help. Let me explain to you why. Okay, let me explain with you why. The reason realtor have a problem to decide which client to help and which client not to help is the realtor do not have enough client. The realtor do not have enough client to choose, because there are really clients, there are really sellers and buyers that are just bad sellers and bad buyers. You do not want to waste your time on them, right? You have, let's say you have this buyer, all they want is let's say market price of 1 million. All they want is they want to buy $1 million home for 700,000, and they can continue to bargain to go out show them homes. And you've been showing them homes for a year, and they still don't get the home. You do not want to waste time with those people. They're wasting your time. I mean, you want to help the people that need help. You do not want to waste your time with the client that wanted help, but they're like living in their own world. You do not want to waste your time on those people. You only want to help the client that needs help, that's reasonable. You cannot, we're just realtors. We're not God. We're not like a Superman. Also, okay, another point, because I get a lot of feedback from all the students, all the agents in here. Like some agents, they say, "Oh, how can I multitask? How can I, do this? How can I do that?" You do not want to do that. You do not want to multitask. Multitask is stupid. It's fake. It is not real. Nobody can multitask. If you multitask, you will not make money. You cannot be rich. You only want to work on because we have the 20-80 rule, right? The 20% of the activity that bring 80% of the outcome. This rule applies to everything. Applies to, let's say if you have 10 clients, let's say if you have 100 clients, only those 20 clients out of the 100 is gonna buy the home. Let's say if you have 10 activities a day, only 2 of the activities out of the 10 activities that's gonna bring you money. For example, that's why I say, if you want to really reach the goal of getting 10 listings in 10 weeks, which I did before myself. I was in the company WeChat group, you guys know, right? So I was getting 1 listing a week. Why I can do it? The reason I can do it because I'm focused on it. Every day I get up, I always do something that has something to do to getting the listings. So that one thing I do is the 20%. Even if I do not do anything else, if I just do that one thing, I will get the listing. But once I get the listing, the most of the other problem will be solved. Why? Because you get the listing, you sign the contract, 9 out of 10 times, you will make that commission, right? Let's say, because I have a lot of feedback from the group, like a lot of people worry about, oh, how do I manage my time? How do I multitask? You do not want that. That should not be your goal, because if you do that, you will not make money. You will not be successful. Your goal is not to multitask. Your goal is not to do as much as you can. Your goal is to only do the one thing that matters. the 20% that's gonna bring you the 80% outcome. Obviously, other tasks still needs to be done. It's just that you will not be the person that's doing it. You need to have team member to do it with you. It's as simple as that. If you can stick to it, if you can focus. Okay, so I also get a lot of agents talking about, oh, I cannot focus. How do I focus? How do I focus? Everything we talk about today, although we spend an hour to talk about all this, if you just throw everything out the window, all you do is just focus. Do one thing a day. Try to get a listing every day. Post, talk to somebody, do a presentation. If that's all you do every single day, if you throw everything out of the window, you will be successful. Why? Because, okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I have a little advertisement, I forgot. So private coaching, pay nothing unless you get a listing sold. So basically I have an option. If you want me to help you to, dissect deeper into what you need to do, I'm not gonna charge you anything unless, so basically once your listing sold, then maybe we can do some kind of split, whatever. We can talk about that later. You can contact me later on. So anyway, you don't need coaching. If you just focus, if you just do one thing every day you do to get the listing, you will be successful. Why? Because let's say if you really suck, if you have no sales skill, if you have no skill, if you don't know how to post, if you don't understand the psychology, if you're really bad at closing, if you just try to do the closing and if you just try to do the sales every day, you will become good, even without learning. That's how I did it. So before I started focusing on listing, I was really bad at presentation. I was really bad at closing. But because once I learned it, once I studied it, I started going listing presentation every day, every single day. That's how you become good at it. It's like practicing Kung Fu, right? Like, because right now I'm practicing Wing Chun. You cannot be good at it if you practice by yourself. Like, it's like boxing, right? How are you gonna become Mike Tyson to box by yourself? You cannot. The only way you can become Mike Tyson is you box somebody, train boxing with somebody sparring you every day. That's how you become good. It's the same thing. For you to become good at sales, for you to become good at listing presentation, for you to become good at closing, you need to do it with the client. You need to do it for real, not just practice. I can guarantee you this. If you are able to meet a seller every single day, then let's say not 365 days, let's just say 200 days. If you can meet with the seller 200 days a year, you're gonna make a lot of money, right? Let's say you meet a seller 200 days a year. Let's say if you're really, really bad, out of the 200, maybe only 40 sign up. So that's let's say out of 40 sign up, only 20 homes get sold. You will end up selling at least 20 homes. It's very simple. But I mean, it sounds simple, but the trick is that can you sustain? And we'll talk about that later on. We'll talk about that in another session, how to make sure you can sustain. So for me personally, I think I'm pretty good at consistency. I'm 9 out of 10 times, I'm always doing something every single day that has something to do with listing. Either it's posting on social media or talk to somebody, a home seller, or going to listing presentation. Almost every single day, I'm doing something about listing. Okay, anybody else have any questions?
I have some question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if you can share with us your schedule. For example, morning, afternoon, what do you do usually?
Okay. So the schedule, I'm gonna share with you briefly today, but we're gonna make that another session, complete session, because a lot of people, I see the feedback, a lot of agents have problem about scheduling, about time management. So we're gonna have an entire session to talk about that. But today we're gonna go through briefly. Okay. So every morning I wake up, there's one thing I do. I'll share that with you in another session as well, but I'll go through briefly. I call it master. I borrowed this from the Miracle Morning. I kind of tweak a little bit. So the master is, I use it as acronym, okay? M stand for meditate. So I'm not really good at meditating. So I'm not a, good meditator, but, you can do it at your experience level. You could do it for 3 minutes. You could do it while you're walking. You could do it while you, just whatever works for you. Okay. If you can't do it for a long time, that's okay. Okay. Just do it, whatever, just start whatever works for you. Number one, meditate. Number two, the reason you want to meditate is because, remember I talked about earlier, you want to control your mind. That's the reason you want to meditate, because most of the people are drifters. Okay, they're not controlling their mind. Their mind is controlling them. If your mind is controlling you, you will not be able to control your destiny. Okay, so what I'm just gonna share with this master is designed for that, to reach that. Okay, number one, meditate. Number two, assert. Assert meaning that you want to tell yourself, repeat to yourself what you want to get. Let's say, oh, I want to sell 100 homes this year, something like that. Number three, see it, visualize. You want to see how it looks like when it happens. Okay, so meditate, assert, see it. Next is T, take note, write it down, like what you're doing, what you guys are doing right now. Number four, exercise. You must exercise every day. Remember I talked about earlier, energy. Warren Buffett, the 3 criteria he looked for in people that he hires: energy, integrity, and intelligence. Energy is very important. That's why you need to exercise. For me, I just walk. Every day I walk. I try to walk 10,000 steps a day. So I have a counter. I have a step counter. So usually I walk 5,000 steps in the morning, 5,000 steps in the afternoon. So whatever works for you, that's just what I do. So whatever works for you, you need to have some type of exercise built in your daily life. That's how you can maintain maximum health. And the last one, R. The other guy, he put read in there. I mean, reading is important, which I do every day, but I think another one is more important, so I switched it. I switched it to readjust. So every day you want to readjust, meaning that you want to re-examine yourself. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? Am I being cocky? Am I humble? Am I kind? Every day you want to reassess yourself. You want to put yourself on the right track every single day. Okay, so every morning I do this 3 things. I do this 5 things. Master, meditate, assert, see it, take note, exercise, readjust. Okay, so pretty much I think nowadays the only 2 things I make sure I do every day is this: the master, and something has to do with listing. That's all I focus on. Everything else is secondary. Obviously, if you have a team, then you need to spend time with your team. Yeah. But like I said about, remember I talked about the 80-20 rules? You cannot focus on 100%. If you're gonna focus on 100%, you're not gonna get anything. You need to focus on the 20%. That's gonna get you the 80%. Anybody else have any questions? Let me see who puts in the chat. Let me see. Okay, somebody. Okay, so we have some question in the chat. Let me see. Okay, what kind of program called expired? Okay, so we use there's quite a few on the market. There's a RedX, there's a Vulcan 7. We use so people say the Vulcan 7 have better leads. But we didn't use Vulcan 7 because I think they don't have the triple line dollar. That's why we switched to the RedX, because RedX have the 3-line dollar. But people say the RedX has a bad lead quality. But with enough call, then you will be able to still be able to get to talk to the sellers.
Mojo,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple other ones too, but this is the 2 I think is the big ones, the 2 big ones for the cold call. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
How do you manage your clients? Quite a lot of them, and you have to like categorize them, and then some need to follow up.
Yeah. So I'm not perfect. So our business is not perfect. We're just trying to implement something, a program from time to time to make sure we have a good relationship with the client. So one thing we're doing now is we're using Thanks.io, the program I shared with you earlier. Thanks.io is a platform where you can mail out the postcard.
How do you spell that?
Thanks, THANKS.io. So this is the easy way for you to get started on managing client and keep in touch with client. So every time on the holidays, whatever, we send them a card through this program. So basically, every time we sell by home, we add them to the client list, and we make sure, Thanksgiving, whatever, July 4th of July, we mail them a card with this program. So I have a client, we just helped them buy a home in Yobelinda. It was a $1.8 million home. So I helped them buy a home I think 5 or 7 years ago. Since then, we've been mailing them the postcard. And they even commented, they even talked about, oh, why what's the reason I have you help us to buy the home? They said, oh, we have other friends that are realtors too. The reason we pick you because you always send us the card on every holiday. So here's the thing, okay? People forget very quickly. So you need to make sure, the reason I'd say you need to post every day is because you need to keep on top of mind in your client's mind, because the research has shown that for each type of product, the customer, they can only remember 3 names, sometimes maybe even 2 names. For example, let's say if I ask you, what kind of Coke do you drink? Most people, they just remember Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Most people, that's what they remember. Another example, let's say, what kind of car do you want to buy? Most people just probably remember Toyota, or Mercedes or BMW. So what you want happening is that you want, whenever people think about real estate, buying or selling a home, they think about you. That's the reason we're talking about sending postcards. That's the reason we're talking about posting on social media every day, so that you keep on top of mind in their mind, so that hopefully you're the one out of the 3 person in their mind when they think about buying or selling real estate. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do you have a CRM?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you have a CRM?
I cannot hear you. Your voice quality is not. It's kind of okay.
Do you have a CRM system, and which one you use?
Like I said earlier, everything is work in progress. Right now, the website we have is a Real Geek, and it has a CRM system, but we didn't even really use it. So right now we're still using the old Excel sheet. Like I said earlier, I just every time we sell home, we just add the client name and the email and the mailing address into the Excel sheet, and every time holiday, then we just send them a card. So people always say, doesn't matter what CRM you use, the one that you use is the best. So you just need to have some way to keep track of the client. So the key is, here's the thing. So for example, I use WeChat a lot too, right? So in my WeChat, I have some kind of category for each client, because you're able to label them, right? For example, if they're buyer or if they're seller. So the reason I use that is because it's easy for me to reach them. For example, let's say if I decided to talk to all the sellers in the WeChat, all I got to do is search for the label, and then I can talk to everybody, right? So just whatever works for you. So I have different software. I have WeChat, I have Line. It just depending on what client use. Sometimes the client use Line, then we're gonna communicate with them online. Sometimes client use WhatsApp, then we're gonna communicate with them on WhatsApp. Sometimes client want to use Facebook. It just depending on what the client want, what kind of platform they use. Any other questions? Go
I have
ahead.
a question about your WeChat.
Yeah.
When you say you categorize your buyer seller, do you have more detailed categorization such as how much they're like buying,
No,
700, 1
that's-
million?
No, because when you have too much label, that's gonna get complicated. So what I do is I just categorize buyer or seller.
Okay.
If it's luxury, then I'm gonna say maybe luxury. Then in the description, I'm gonna just put in some note, whatever location or price range, whatever.
How do you say, you said you talk to them together? Is that, do you have a group for seller, a group?
There's a
for-
couple ways. There's a couple ways to do it. One way is that you can make a group. That's number one way.
Mhm.
Another way is you can make a WeChat post,
Mhm,
the WeChat public post,
mhm.
and then you can share with them individually. Every time you can share up to 9 people, I think,
Mhm,
or you can share them to the group with everybody in the group.
mhm.
Yeah. Or also, if you guys don't have the WeChat public, so to some of you, if you don't use WeChat, it probably doesn't apply to you, but I'm gonna go through it briefly. If you don't have WeChat public, you need to download it. You need to create an account and start making a post on WeChat public. It's similar to the moment in Facebook and Line. Okay, let me finish first. So you want to use whatever that works for you. For example, if most of your clients is online, then you want to work online. If most of your clients on Facebook, you want to focus on Facebook. If most of your clients on WhatsApp, then you want to focus on WhatsApp. If most of your clients on WeChat, you want to focus on WeChat. You want to use the one that where your clients are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very ignorant about Line and WhatsApp, but I do have that intention to do something about Line. But I don't know if there is like 10 minutes, give us a little walk up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Do not be perfect. Do not
Okay.
be everything to everybody. Just do one thing.
All right.
Yeah. Let's say if you only have 5 clients on the line, then forget about it.
Mhm.
Just focus on WeChat.
Okay.
Yeah. Edward, did you have a question?
Yes, is there a particular listing presentation do you use? Do you use a Mike Ferry or which one do you use or your own?
Oh, no, it's my presentation. You're talking about listing presentation, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I've been through quite a few, because I've been in real estate I got my license in 1999. So I've been through many different coaching programs.
Yeah.
So the presentation I have is a hybrid of the stuff that I learned.
Okay.
So I'll just go through briefly with you today, but we're gonna go more in detail next time.
Okay.
So my presentation is 3-step. Number 1 is chat. Number 2 is story. Number 3 is answer questions. Okay. Within chat, there's 3 steps too. The 3 steps in chat, number 1, disc. You need to find out the client's disc. Number 2, why. You need to find out the motivation. Number 3, pricing. You do not move on to the next step unless you figure out the answers to all these 3. The disc, the why, and the pricing.
Okay.
Because if you can figure out these 3 items, basically it's your business. If you can figure this out, everything else doesn't matter. Like yesterday, I went to meet with the seller. Okay, there's 2 aspects about the presentation. Okay. One aspect is the psychology, the emotion, the feeling. Another aspect is the technique. The psychology, the emotion, the feeling, the confidence, that's 90% of the presentation. The techniques is only 10%. If you can get the 90% right, you don't need the techniques. Okay. So yesterday I went meet with the seller. Actually, yesterday I didn't even use the presentation. We just have a really good connection. When you have a good connection, when you are able to build the trust and like immediately. So I didn't even talk about any presentation. I didn't even talk about the techniques. I didn't use any of the techniques. So we talked there. We went to we met in the PF Chang. So we chat. We have quite a few things in common. So then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna give that home for you to sell, and you can use that commission to invest in my property, and we can do it together." I didn't even ask him for listing. I didn't say anything. So that's why, that's why I say the connection, the emotion, the confidence transfer is very important. So the goal you want when you meet with the client is that first of all, they have to like you and trust you. If they do not like you, they do not trust you, everything else is a waste of time. Okay. Once they like you and trust you, then you will be able to. So what you want to do is, okay, here's what you're doing. You're transferring confidence to them. First, you have to be confident you can get it done for them. And the next, after you finish talking with them, your confidence in yourself on getting them whatever they want, they need to have that same confidence. If they have that, then you have the business. It's mostly psychology, okay? It's mostly psychology. It's psychology and script, but psychology, I would say, is 90%, script is 10%. Any other questions? We have 15 more minutes, okay? So after I finish, I'm gonna go to another listing presentation at 12 o'clock. So we have 15 more minutes, so you can, I'm telling you, so this is a 10-week course. Even if you stop today, and if you just take whatever we just talked about today, you'll crush it. If you just do exactly what's said in here. You do not need any more training. As long as you go do it, you'll crush it. But the problem is most people don't do it. But here's the thing, but we'll talk about, so in next couple of sessions, we're gonna talk about the energy and everything, so that how to make sure that you would do it continually without stop. So that's important too. So a lot of times people don't do it. A lot of people cannot sustain is because they have a wrong idea about what they need to do. A lot of times they cannot sustain is because they demand too much on themselves. They think they're huge Superman. You're not Superman. Nobody's Superman. It doesn't matter how much weight you can lift. It matters how long you can do it. Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Ray, this is Sunny.
Okay.
Very quick, two things. You mentioned about homework, and you want people, our attendees, start either calling or share message on social media.
Yeah.
So go back to calling. A lot of agents, I'm not sure if all attendees today have the same issue, but I heard a lot of agents ask me, they don't know what to say. Even they have the number, they don't know what to say. They don't want to just based on
You mean the
Mike Ferry. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let's do a live session. Whoever wants to be the seller, you can be as tough as you want on me, and I'll be the agent.
I'll be the seller.
Okay.
Thank you. Go for it.
Yeah, is Edward there?
Yeah, this is Edward.
Yes, I see that you guys have a home for sale on the 123 Main Street. Are you still selling the home?
Yeah, we're taking it off the market. Take me off your list.
Okay, great. We can actually get you at least 5% more for your home. Are you still interested in selling?
No, I'm getting a lot of calls. We're gonna take a break. Just take me off your list for now. Okay,
let me ask you this question. What made you want to sell the home in the first place?
We wanted to downsize. We didn't get the price we wanted. So.
Okay, I'm not trying to scare you, but have you heard the Fed already plan to increase the interest rate 4 times this year?
I don't know about that, but.
Okay, so yeah. What's most important for you in selling the home? Is the price or the timing?
Well, we wanted to get our price, but we didn't get the price, and so we're comfortable. So we're going to take a break until the spring.
What if in the spring you cannot get the price you want? Because the interest rate already started increasing.
Well, I guess we'll deal with it then.
What did you say?
Well, we just want to take a break. We're getting a lot of calls every day, and.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm very confused. You told me earlier that you want to get the price you want.
Right.
But I ask you, what if you cannot get your price later on? You say you still want to wait. That what I don't understand your logic.
Well, the market's really hot right now, right?
Yeah, but the interest the Fed, they're going to increase the interest rate 4 times this year. Once they do that, there's no telling where the market's going to go. Your home may drop in, price maybe 50,000, 100,000. And also a lot of people, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of people cannot pay their mortgage. What does that mean? That means pretty soon we're probably going to have a market adjustment on the market. You might even lose more money if you choose to sell at a later time. Here's the thing, okay? I'm not trying to pressure you into anything right now. Since you want to take a break, it's actually the best time for me to take a look at the home, because that way you don't have to make any decision. But would you be open to hearing me out, so for me to share with you how I can get you more money for your home?
Well, sure.
Okay, what's a good time? Today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay, morning or afternoon?
Afternoon.
All right, 1 or 2?
1 o'clock.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Ray. That's a very good demonstration, and you just did expiration, but a lot of agents also ask me there's not much expired listing. They start calling the neighborhood around the just sold listing. I'm wondering if
Okay,
you
so
do
here's the
that,
thing.
and you're willing to do that.
So here's the thing, okay? So let's talk about a couple things, okay? Later on, if you guys have more questions about what we just did, you feel free to raise your hand. But let's talk about the Sunny's question, okay? The key for cold call, remember I talked about earlier? What did I talk about earlier about cold calling? The key. What's the most important?
Keep calling to get an appointment.
Speed, right?
Yeah.
You need the speed so that you can get to the person in the shortest time. You cannot call with your phone, call 700 people. If you're gonna use your phone to call 700 people, you're not gonna be able to reach anybody. So to answer Sunny's question, if you're gonna call the people in the neighborhood, what you can do is download the list and upload to one of this power dialer, and then call from the dialer. Do not call on the phone one by one. Did I answer your question, Sunny?
I probably didn't say it correctly. So what my question is, what shall the agent say to the homeowner besides the hi Ray, I just want to let you know that there's a house just recently sold in the neighborhood. Do you think
Okay.
to sell? Something like that is very boring. They're
Okay.
gonna hang up on you.
Okay, so your question, I already answered it in the practice I did with Edward. Edward, right?
Yes.
You tell me what I did what did I say to you that made you agree to meet with me? You tell Sunny.
Well, basically, you said the prices are coming down. If you want to take advantage of the hot market, now's the time to list.
Why did I say that?
When we're role playing.
Okay. Why did I say that?
Why? Because you want to appeal to the person's greed factor. They can make more money.
Okay.
By listing now rather than later.
So what's the true motivation everybody is making their decision on? What's the true motivation people are relying their decision on? What's the true motivation?
Put more money in their pocket.
Okay, the true motivation is greed and fear.
Yeah.
Right? When I tell you, hey, I can get you at least 5% more for your money, for your home, what is that? Greed, right?
Right.
When I tell you, hey, you tell me you want to wait, but the interest rate already increased. We don't know, your home may drop the price, 50,000, 100,000. What is that? Fear, right?
Yeah, it's a takeaway. Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's it's fear, right? Sunny, did I answer your question? So what I just went through with Edward, although it's short, but that's the key. If somebody knows how to do this, so that's what you say. The whole process.
Okay, I see. So it's very similar. So it doesn't really matter if it's calling expired or neighborhood.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if
see.
it's neighborhood. Doesn't matter if it expired. Doesn't matter if it's divorce. Doesn't matter. All you need to focus on is the greed and the fear.
And another question that I have is, you share your morning routine, what you've done in the morning. It's very good advice, but at the same time, a lot of agents have a question about time management. They want to know, like, they have a tens of email need to reply. When they have escrow, they also need to arrange time
Okay,
to
okay, let's
meeting.
talk about this.
So,
Let's talk
so we
about
want to know like what's exactly your
Okay.
schedule, like what time do you check email, etc.
Okay, let's talk about this. What type of job is a realtor's job? Somebody tell me. What type of job is a realtor's job?
Sell home.
Okay. What's the two word in sell home? What's the two word? Sell home. Sell, right? What does that mean? That means a realtor's job is to sell. Is the realtor's job to do paperwork? To check email? No, right? What does that tell you?
So,
That tells you you should not check you should not do paperwork. You should not check email. You should only focus on sales. Why? Because if you tell me a realtor is a salesperson, then what you need to do? You need to do sales. What most realtors do is they do sales. They get a client, then they start go do the admin work. Then who's gonna do the sale? Right? What I'm telling you is, like I said earlier, you should not multitask. The only thing you should be doing is sell, because you're a salesperson, you're a realtor. You need to have somebody do the paperwork for you, the email for you. You need to have somebody to do it for you. You need to have a team member to do it for you, because you're a salesperson. You're not an admin person. You know what I mean? Because the minute you start working on the paperwork, what time is being taken away from you? The time for you to continue to sell, right? Did I answer your question, Sunny?
Yes, but the thing is, not all the agent has the privilege of experienced agents like you can
Okay.
hire assistants.
So here's the step. Okay, here's the step. You need to start from somewhere. Okay, you need to work on your own as quickly as possible, and try to get the money as quickly as possible. And the first hire you need to get is a admin person that's gonna do all your admin work. That's the goal. It's a step. It's not A or B. It's 1, 2, 3.
yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Ray, so for us, are we doing the prospecting all day long, like from morning to afternoon, or do we, like in the morning we do some prospecting
So here's the
sometimes?
thing.
Huh?
Here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Efficiency is very important. Efficiency is very important. Okay. It determines how quickly you make the money. Okay. Let me give you an example. The reason I do not recommend door knocking is because it's not efficient. There's people doing it. It works. It's just that it takes a lot of time, which means it's not efficient. So whatever you decide to prospect, either it needs to be efficient already. If it's not, you need to figure out a way to make it efficient, right? Remember I talked about the cold call, the multi-dollar, the triple line dollar make the inefficient work efficient, right? So let's say if you really want to do door knocking, then you need to make a way to make it efficient. Have somebody else knocking for you, or have somebody else give the flyer for you. You cannot do it, because if you all day you're doing is go door knocking, you're gonna make money, but it's just very inefficient. I mean, I know there's people that door knock and make a lot of money, but it just, it just takes a lot of time. To answer your question, Gloria, like I said, okay, remember I talked about here, the homework session, keep doing what's working for you already, and implement at least one new way to get listings. Take it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Do not try to bite off everything. So okay, let me ask you, Gloria, what we talk about today, which one you gonna implement first? Can you turn on the speaker?
I'm going to be increasing my efficiency, for example, meet or see or call or talk to more seller, and then the dollar or something like that.
So, okay, so you want to do the cold call?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then just do that. So just register the account. And so here's the thing. So you saw what I did with Edward, right?
Yep.
You're not going to be able to do it the way I did it on the first try.
No.
But after you do it day in and day out, day in and day out, then you're going to be able to do it.
Do you have the script that I can kind of memorize?
Okay, I'm going to give you this recording. Just
Yep.
replay what I did with Edward. Just replay that continuously. That's the script.
Okay.
So here's the thing, okay. The script, we have the script, but the reason cold calling is not easy when you talk to the person on the other line is because the script is going to tell you what to say, but the script is not going to tell you when to say what. So that's the hard part. That you can only get it with practice. You will only be able to get to that level with practice. You cannot, think and make it happen. You have to actually do it to make that happen.
And dance.
What was that?
You have to be able to dance.
Yeah, you need to. So here's the thing, is right. So we're gonna have another session about. So basically, everything I'm sharing with you are the key. There's no holdback. There's nothing hidden. Everything I'm telling you is the key to whatever exactly you need to know to understand. So we're gonna have another session we're gonna have a session about sales presentation. We're gonna have another session about closing. So we're gonna talk all of that in detail. But okay, here's the thing. There's a learning process. Okay, in order to learn something, first you have to associate and learn it, right? Associate and learn. Number one. Number two, you need to memorize it. Number three, you need to practice it. You must go through these steps. If you go through these steps, then you will be able to internalize it. Because if you do not memorize, for example, like when I talk to Edward, if I do not memorize all this, for example, I'll give you an example. So we also have an objection handler. It has, I think, around 200 objections. I memorize everything. I memorize all the objections. Like when we were talking, somebody pointed out to me, what are some of the objections Edward tell me? Edward said some of the objections. Can somebody remember?
I have a friend who is in the business.
Okay, very easy. So, okay, let's do another one with you. Okay, so you just say your friend is in business. Okay. Hello, Gloria. I see that you have a home for sale in 123 Main Street.
Yeah, I do. I take off the market. I don't want to sell it anymore. Too much drama. I just hate it.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What made you want to sell it in the first place?
We want to move into a better school district.
Okay, so I see that, the school is important for your kids, right?
Yeah.
So why are you changing your mind about selling the home if the school is important for your kids?
Oh, it's still important, but my agent, they put on the market 3 months and we do have a couple of offers, but it's not going through. So it's expired.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What's most important for you in selling this home, your home?
Selling my home to move to a better school district.
Okay, the school is important. Anything else is important for you?
That's pretty much.
Okay, what if I can share with you, we can get your home sold and for you to move in another school in a time you desire and with the price you want. Would you be interested in hearing out how we can get that done for you?
I know you might, but I have been searching on internet, all the school district. I'm not within that budget.
Oh, so you don't have a replacement area where you can for the home? Exactly. Okay, I mean, that's a problem. I don't know if I can resolve, but have you thought about buying a different type of real estate property? For example, what kind of home so I see that your home you're living right now is a single family, right? So
Yeah.
would you consider changing to a condo?
Oh, we may not because we have the luxury having our backyard and our kids like to play on our lawn, which we do not want to move into a condominium at all.
Okay, so you're telling me you're gonna just let your kids suffer in the bad school, in a crappy school?
Kind of hard to find the balance, but maybe a smaller home.
Okay, how
would
about
be
this?
okay. Uh-huh.
How about this? What if I can share with you how we can get it done so your kids can move into the school that you want them to be in,
Okay.
can still afford it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when's a good time we can meet? Today or tomorrow? I can see you home.
Today
Okay, 1 or 2.
too.
Okay, but you forgot to talk about the agent you want.
Yeah, I forgot about talk about agent. That's
Okay, say it to me. You want use your own agent.
the agent is out of the area. He is a star in Beverly Hills, and we have been using him, but you know, maybe he's not own local agent, but still he cannot sell the home. He promised me a lot, but he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
So I don't see what's the problem. You want to continue to use the agent? If he's not good, why would you want to?
Oh, and my wife chose my husband. My husband chose another. That's why I was talking with a man. My husband want to use his relative nowadays, and then he's my boss. I don't know what to persuade him. So maybe we have to get a chance to talk to him.
Okay, what if I can share with you? We can get the home you want and the change to school you want, and also at the same time use the agent that your husband want.
Yeah, that's good. But he wants to do his relative a big favor.
That's fine. Yeah, we can get all done. We can use your husband's relative at the same time, and we can also help your kids to move to the new school.
Oh, you want to co-listing with him?
I mean, that could be the option. We have multiple programs. That's the reason I want to see the home first. That way I can share with you in detail how we can get that done. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's a good idea.
Okay. All right.
Still tomorrow?
Yes, it's tomorrow.
2 p.m.
So what did I do? Okay, tell me, Gloria, what did I do?
You are trying to be a problem solver. You are trying to target what I want, and then you are trying to give me solution.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just giving you exactly what you want.
Yes.
I'm not trying to argue with you. Do not argue. You say you want to use your own agent. Okay, we can use your own agent. You say you want to, doesn't matter. Whatever you say, I'll just agree with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. I just give you exactly what you want. Because it's a 2-step, right?
Yeah.
You need to meet in person first. If you don't meet with the person, it's a game over.
Yeah.
Did you have a question?
I have a question because when I work as an agent, when I try to persuade people to go with me, I had a hard time to control myself. And then I try to have some kind of argument coming out to you have to do this.
Okay, let me ask this question, Gloria. Let me ask this
difficult for
question.
me. Yeah.
You want to be rich or right?
I want to be rich. I want to have more money.
You just need to answer this question by yourself. Do you want to be rich or right?
I want to be rich.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not about right and wrong. I try to have your way to communicate. It's very hard to me because my personality is some kind of like a driver.
Okay.
So
okay.
hard to control.
We're gonna talk about this later on. Okay. You being a driver, you're already in a good shoe because I see that you're selling quite a few homes. So you just need a little bit of tweak.
Yeah. Because
you actually need to be a driver, but you just need to be more. You just need to use the right technique because you need to be, if you're already a driver, you have no problem closing, but you just need to do it more articulate, to articulate it in a different way. Yeah. For you, it's a small problem. The biggest problem is people that have a hard time to close. That's a big problem. Anybody else? Have any questions? We're pretty much done here, so let's give it another 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Yeah.
I have one more question, Ray.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You mentioned that you're also calling distressed homeowners. Are you using like a certain system? Which one do you recommend? I'm kind of going back and forth between batch leads and some other sources.
So what you can do is, I think there's quite a few. There's a core fact. I think cold real estate, whatever. There's a whole bunch of. Just do a search on Google. I think.
No, but I mean to get to distressed properties.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a whole bunch of companies that sell those leads.
Uh-huh.
What you can do is you can pay for the leads,
Mhm.
they can upload it to the dollar, and they can
Yeah.
call from the dollar.
Do you use a certain skip tracer in order to get the, sometimes you can't get the phone numbers, but you can get the addresses?
So here's the thing, like I said earlier,
Mhm.
what did we talk about Coco? When we talk about Coco, what did we see the key? What did we say the key is?
Well, speed.
Yes, the key is speed, right?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
comprehensive, right?
Yeah.
Comprehensive is not a key. We're not trying to get everybody's phone number. We're not trying to talk to all the sellers. We're just trying to get to as many numbers as possible until we can get to the seller that wants to talk to us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We're not trying to be perfect here. We're not
Yeah.
trying to get everybody's right contact. The reason we need to go through as many numbers as possible because many numbers are wrong numbers.
Yeah, it's just a number.
But we're not gonna sit there trying to get the right numbers for everybody. That's just gonna take years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that's the problem a lot of people are having. People trying to be perfect. People trying to be Superman. People trying to be everybody to everything to everybody. You cannot.
Yeah, I use Mojo and it's okay, but it's just a numbers game. So
Exactly. Right? It's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
The reason we want to get to as many numbers as possible to get to the seller that wants to talk to us, that's exactly what it is. It's a numbers game. We're not trying to be perfect. We're not trying to talk to every seller. We're not trying to find the right phone number for every seller. There's just no humane way to do it. It's not achievable. It's not possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, 1 more minute. Anybody else?
Right? Yeah, so we're dealing with a lot of different cultures. Sometimes they are like Asian or Indian, or some of them are different cultures. Sometimes using like fairy script is not applicable. It's kind of I think if
Give me an example. Give me an example.
for example, there some of them are Chinese out there. They hi, who are, and I speak Chinese, and then they're kind of they have the typical way to respond to the phone call, even though they're interested, and then they're kind of hiding themselves with a different culture.
Yeah.
So is there any specific way how to deal with different kind of culture when you call?
So for Chinese, the easiest way to do it, the good thing is you have WeChat, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you can have them add your WeChat first. Then because I have a file on my WeChat. If you see it, you'll see the file. On the file, it will have success case. It will have customer review. The reason they're closed their code to you in the beginning is because they don't know you. They got it, right? So the easiest way to resolve that problem is just have them add your WeChat and send them that, or you can text them too, your reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to get customer review. You want to collect all the reviews in English, Chinese, collect all the reviews. The good thing about a review, you can reuse it. You can reuse it forever. So let's say if you talk to somebody on the phone and they don't trust you, just text them a whole bunch of your customer reviews. When they see it, then they're gonna open up a little bit to you for you. They're not gonna be as guarded.
Okay.
The review is very important. Because if you're talking to them on the phone, everything you say, they're just gonna block it off because they're just gonna think you're bullshitting. Because you are saying it. There's no credibility. But if you send them a whole bunch of your client review in Chinese, they see it, then you have social proof.
Good idea.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay, Sunny, that's probably it. So it's 11:40. And if there's no more question, I think that's it for today. Okay, give me some feedbacks. What's good, what's bad, how can we improve? Anybody have any feedback? No feedback?
Yeah, Ray, I know you need to run to a listing presentation, and we're probably gonna approach to all attendees today one by one, and we'll collect all the feedback and get back to you. Okay.
Okay, Gloria, you had a question? Go ahead. Yeah, you had a feedback.
I think this class is very good. I think maybe we need more interaction among all of us. We
Yeah.
we may try to have everybody put their
Yeah,
screen.
right now today just Edward and the Gloria.
Yeah, you have to put your video. You have to do who you look like, who you are, and then
Yeah, yeah, it's better for
great.
you
This
to-
is a listing
that-
presentation. You have to present
Everybody better
yourself.
to turn on your camera. That way you have you can get more out of it. Here's the thing. Okay, Gloria, you brought up a good point. Another big reason we're gonna talk about in another session. Another big reason that you are not the agent is not doing well is because the agent is selfish. The agent is not willing to give first because it's a two-way street. If you want to get a lot, you need to give. The more you give, the more you're gonna get. It's just like what Gloria is talking about. Oh, a lot of agents today, you know, they don't even turn on their camera. They don't say anything. If you're like that, I'm not forcing you to do anything, but I'm just saying, I can guarantee you the person that learned the most today is Edward and Gloria. Because they turn on the camera, they ask a lot of questions, they're getting the interaction. The content they're getting is at least, you know, at least a couple times or even 10 times more than the people that keep their camera closed and not saying anything. It's the same thing. When you meet with the client, as long as you know the client is legit and you're willing to give them, service them, then they're gonna open up for you. Because if you do not do that, they're not gonna open up for you. They're not gonna become your client. It's the same thing. Okay, that's it, right? Okay, so we're gonna conclude the session today. Next session, let me see. I think we're gonna talk about, because I got a lot of feedback. I actually ranked the problems that everybody's been having. So the number one problem is no leads. So today we talk about leads, right? So the next one we're gonna talk about is the next one we're gonna talk about is closing. So that's the second most concern people have is closing. So we're gonna talk about that in the next session. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ray. Thank you.
That's been great.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ray.
Bye.
Next week.
See you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.